Hi, this is Dreama, and today we are doing a client reading, and as always, I know the name of the client, and they know their name, but I won't be saying it in this video. Now, today's reading is a crystal reading, and I just want to explain how this is just a little bit different than the normal tarot readings that I normally do. The crystal reading basically is a glimpse in comparison to the tarot. The tarot card is pretty straightforward as far as that goes. What happens with the crystal is that once I begin, I will turn the crystal, and once it'll get foggy. And once the fog clears, I will see an image. So it's kind of like watching a black and white film with no sound. So it's basically what I have to do is interpret what I'm seeing. Now, it's not quite as specific as the tarot. I can't really tell the time of the year normally. There's no color, so it's very hard for me to tell exactly when or where something is going to be. But I will do my very best to describe it for the client. That way, hopefully, she'll be able to understand exactly what I'm seeing and what it may mean. Okay. All right, I'm going to start off with our first question. This is a 3-question crystal reading. Now, the client would like to know, the first question, how this client and another person will eventually get together. This is a love interest, okay? How they will eventually get together. And like I said, this is going to be a glimpse, so hopefully it'll show us what we're looking for. And I'm just going to turn the crystal until I see the fog start to appear, and then the image will come after that. That's normally how it works. And you might see some flickering because that's, yeah, there it is, it's starting. The fog is starting. So the first question was, how are they going to get together? And it looks like I'm seeing what appears to be some writing on a piece of paper. And it's laying on a table. It's a dark colored table. And it appears to be, I think it's typewritten, so I'm thinking it's printed from somewhere. Okay, I think it's an email. It's an email that's been printed out. Yeah, it's definitely an email. And I can't really make out what it says exactly, except it appears to be from that other person that the client was asking about, because at the end of the email is the name. Okay, the first name. And about all I can make out is that they want you to meet them at 9 o'clock. And it just says, you know the place. I'm not sure what that means, to be honest with you. Yeah, and that's really all I can make out. It's a lot longer than that, but it's just not real clear. Okay, it's fading. Okay. It looks to me that the client, you're going to get some sort of email from this other person. And it's going to have you meet them somewhere. Someplace that you are familiar with, because they say you know where. At 9 o'clock. And that's really all I could get for that. Sorry I couldn't be more clear. But it just looks like it's going to be an email. And I didn't see a date on the email. I'm sure there was one, but it certainly wasn't clear enough for me to read. Okay. All right. The second question is, the client would like to know what their life will be like with this other person sometime in the future. Okay. Now, this is another thing where I don't know if this is going to show me a month from now, a year from now, or 10 years from now. There's really no way for me to know. Okay. But let's see. Okay, and just as soon as I get something, I will let you know. This takes a little time sometimes, sorry. I kind of feel like the silence is, I should be talking, but I also need to concentrate. Okay, there we go. And it's starting to fog up. Okay. It looks like what I'm seeing is it's a house or apartment. I can't really tell. The walls are really bright. It's really bright. There's a lot of windows. And I am seeing the client and the other person. You're both there. And let's see what else I can see. It's actually a pretty nice apartment. There's quite a bit of stuff in it. It's definitely not the apartment of a poor person. That much I can tell you. It's really nicely furnished. And the walls are white. There are a lot of windows. It's very bright. And it looks to me like it might be some sort of apartment or condo or something, because it doesn't look as though you're on the ground floor. Because out the windows it looks like there's a city of some sorts. Okay, and now there's a phone. And the other person, the target person, he's answering the phone. Of course I can't hear, but he's talking to someone on the telephone. And the client is just kind of sitting there. And it looks like there's a TV on in the background. You know, what I'm getting from this is it's quiet. You know, it's very quiet. It's a quiet life. Okay, he's hanging up the phone. And sits down next to the client. Yeah, I mean, it just looks like a very quiet life. I don't see a lot of commotion. There's really not a lot of other people in the apartment around everybody. It's just the two of you, and it's very quiet and seems peaceful and tranquil. You know, there's not a lot of commotion or anything that's going on. Yeah, it's the same image. It's not really changing. Okay, now it's fading. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting, was it's just peaceful and tranquil, and it didn't look like it was the apartment or condo, whatever it was. It certainly wasn't one where you guys were struggling or didn't have any money. It was a very nicely furnished place. So I don't see any problems or anything like that, except it's very quiet. Okay. Now the last question that the client had is, where will you guys be? Where will you live? Now I saw the inside of what it is like where you live, and it looks like there's a city outside, but I'm going to ask this question and try to look and see what else we may be able to see that'll give us some sort of clue as to, where you guys are. Okay, and I'm just going to turn the ball again. Just as soon as I get a picture, I will stop. Okay, there we go. Alright, it's getting foggy. Okay, it is the outside of some sort of building. This is a city, definitely. It's a city. And it looks like a tall building. I think they're condos. There are little decks on the outside around sliding glass doors. Yeah, it's a condo. The trees are in... There's leaves on the trees. There's little trees outside the condo. I can see it, in a sidewalk and grass. I can't tell the color, but I can tell you that there's absolutely no snow or anything like that. It looks like a very warm place. But the trees are evergreen trees. I don't know if that helps. It looks like there's a couple evergreens, and there's also some other ones that are like carnivorous trees. And boy, I can't even see anything really beyond the condo. It's really all it's showing me. There's about, I would say there's about 8 of them on top and 8 on the bottom, roughly. It looks like it's 2 stories tall. Okay. And yeah, wherever it is, it's very warm because the leaves are still in the trees. They haven't fallen off or anything like that. So wherever it is, it's very warm. Okay, that does conclude my reading. It's fading. I just don't think it's going to show me anything else. No, just the same condo, but it's fading. Okay, that does conclude my reading for today. And I would like to thank everyone for joining me, and I do hope to see you all again.